God fucking damn it.
Shit!
God damn it, Roger. This is on you.
What happened?
What's wrong?
Well, I'll
Greg
tell
and
you
Joey-
what happened.
Greg and Joey
What?
were late to the set
What
today.
happened?
We're
Kinda
4
fucked up.
minutes late to this show. That's what happened.
Did a show before this show go over, thus screwing you over? Did that happen? Because it happens to me every fucking day of
I don't
my
know what
life.
you're talking
I've been waiting to air these
You know what time?
grievances
You know
for a
what time?
while.
Fucking Gamescast ended today.
It's late. It was late.
Fucking 3:30. That's what time it ended. I'm looking at my clock. I'm like, I got time to go to Starbucks again. Joey and I like, maybe they're gonna end tomorrow. Oh my god. Have you ever seen Mark Wahlberg's nose? It's a great nose, Greg.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? It's Biz Markie.
I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, I was like,
Let
is
me tell
Greg
you a story
I
of
know
my
this, but what is it
situation. I was
from?
talking
For a
to
second,
this
I
girl
thought
from
Greg was
the US
freestyling.
nation.
I was like, there's no way he's this good at freestyling.
We're going to try it right now. This is the Shiner Holiday Beer that Joey was
Shiner
drinking?
cheer.
Shiner, yeah, Holiday Beer cheer.
Cheers.
Joey brought it in for me.
Oh. How's it smell like?
Does it smell like a wreath?
Oh,
No.
interesting.
Smell
Let
jolly.
me smell it.
Well,
If I would have known that everybody wanted one, I would have brought
Well,
more. But
Nick just
this is
wants to
also
smell
like
it.
weeks ago that I brought this.
Yeah, but it's not going to be bad.
That's nice.
How many did you bring in?
That's a nice
I
smelling
literally,
beer.
Greg
Just me.
replied to my Instagram
You
story
can pull
and
if you
said,
want. Do a poll.
Take a little
Do
swig.
a what?
Take a
Do a
little
poll.
swig.
Do a
Take a little
poll.
swig.
Poll.
like, take a
Bold.
sip.
Cannonball.
Is that what they call it?
Cannonball.
Yeah, take a pull. Cannonball.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Cannonball.
I
Fine,
can't.
whatever.
Let's try to be healthy.
I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah, Greg replied to my Instagram story and was like, I want to try that because it's like, I never
Because
find
you made
it.
a whole thing of like, you can never find it.
I can never find it because I always look for it in December and I found it in October.
I'll do it.
And he said, bring one in for me to try. And I said, okay. And it's been chilling in the fridge.
So yeah, we thought we had you guys dead to rights. Blessing sitting at his desk, Nick in there. Oh, I'm playing a game.
We had to win. We got a big win at the end.
You got a big
her
win
like
there. Did you win it?
yelling. Really
Huge
loud.
win.
I can never tell
Big
because you
W.
guys yell. I was on a call about a speaking engagement, and I was like, "Yeah, blah blah," and then I heard in, I was like, I don't know, and that was like mid match. That wasn't at the end of it.
There's a level of contentiousness when we play Warzone where I'm like, I'm having a great time, but we also might punch each other. We might actually start fighting each other. It's that line, you know, of
Yeah,
like,
oh,
this
yeah.
is super fun, but also I would, if someone had a real gun in this room, it might get used.
There'd be problems.
Yeah,
there'd be
yeah,
problems.
yeah. So
But you
Do
got that.
you guys actually like Warzone, or do you pretend to like Warzone?
I love
Oh, here
Warzone.
it is. We're seeing the clip live.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, this is the last kill here. This is what Andy put him down.
That duck.
Boom. Boom. Oh, look at that. That's huge. And then that was
Huge.
it. That's the victory there.
Do you ever get sick of being carried by people? You know?
I mean, I got third. That was third, I think, in the ranks of 4.
Yeah, Andy like you. Yeah, I know.
No, I think it was Mike, Sancho, Andy,
Oh,
then
Sancho
me.
West.
Yeah. Andy actually had 8 kills. I think he was number 1 on that one.
I did not know this was a 4-player game.
It's a 4-player game, a 3-player game, a 2-player game, or a solo game.
That's why Mike was yelling for Roger so much
Yeah.
because he wanted Roger to complain. Roger's
It's
like,
the
I got
fact
stuff
that
to do.
the jabroni boy. It's like 3 jabroni boys.
Yeah, we so
How many beers have you had today? This is my third. What's your number?
Your third beer?
Yeah, that's right. Me and Tim have
It's a
lunch.
work day. Oh, that makes sense.
when we play ranked, it's trios usually.
Oh,
That's usually where
gotcha.
we really get deep in the Duffy. But we played quads today because it was the first day of the smaller map arena area 90.
How do you like the new map?
It's fine. It's very frenetic. It's too much chaos. There's not really a spot that you can settle in and like hold down. But that's also because we don't know it very well. So as soon as Mike gets the rotation a little down, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
I think we're gonna make
A lot
it.
on Mike.
Well, he is our team leader. You know, he's the best in the game. He's like our best overall, well-rounded.
All
player.
around.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
an
I think
all-around
so.
player.
He's an all-around player. If Chris would play with us, he'd probably be our best player. But Chris I think he's doing this thing where he's like, he really cares about his current mental state. You know what I mean? He doesn't
I
want.
thought you were going to say his job. 'cause
No,
it's like
he
3 o'clock in
definitely
the
care about that.
afternoon.
He doesn't care about that. But it's less about that and more about like he has that gut check moment where he gets the text from us and he's like, no, not today. I don't need this chaos in my life.
You can only invite the devil in so many times. You know?
I mean, I'd live with Chris Anker if you let me. You know what I mean? Me and Mike would live with Chris Anker.
I was going to say,
He wouldn't
what
let that happen.
Mike is to Andy, you are to Chris Anker.
Oh my
you know
God,
what I
I
mean?
love Chris
Desperate to
Anker
be
so
the
much.
bestest friend of all time.
And what's funny is like I am to a point, but I'm also like everyone else where I just don't want to leave my house. If the friendship requires me to leave my house,
Sure.
it's probably not happening. And
Yeah.
Chris lives in LA.
Now you say that, but you leave all the time for your comedy.
I do. I have a lot of
But now you have comedy
It's
friends.
out in the
friends out
night.
there. I do have a lot of comedy friends. It's fun.
What's a comedy friend?
What's it? What do you mean?
Like, are you hanging out with
Janesh.
them outside of comedy?
No,
You
no,
can't hit them up and be like, yo, let's grab some Starbucks.
Like,
and,
the names of the people we
but
know.
the problem is like I
Austin.
work. Austin's one of my homies. Austin is legit a friend, but the problem is he has a full-time job now, and I have a full-time job, and so whenever we do see each other, it just ends up being easier if our paths cross at a show.
Sure.
And then at the real hang for comics is after the shows, the late
Sure.
night hang. So you're grabbing food or something, or just grabbing like one more drink afterward. That's really fun.
Have you partied with Dave Attell yet?
No, but I went to Dave Attell. He was here in
You
town.
still got it?
He's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I have always been one of those people that respects Dave, but I've never really seen him do a full hour. I saw him do a special for like 5 minutes, and then I had to go.
If
So
you're
it was
old enough, you remember Dave Attell from the show Insomniac.
Insomniac, yeah, that is correct.
Joey, do you know Dave Attell?
I have no idea what
I have
they're
no
talking
idea.
about.
This
Dave
is like when
Attell
I
is-
was like up too late watching Comedy Central and like Insomniac would come on.
What year
I
was
got
this?
Google.
You know him if you saw him.
I was in high school, so late 90s.
Oh,
early
okay.
2000s. Dave Attell is
You were watching Rugrats.
Probably was, honestly.
Does this man look familiar to you?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's him from. I think that's him from his Cobb special.
He looks
actually.
like if
I've never seen
Monk
this man.
kept going
yeah.
and he just went down a dark path.
I appreciate you describing for the audio listeners. Alton, I also appreciate in the Kind of Funny chat, of course, if you remember on Patreon or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Colton says, I'm usually an audio listener. Do they always sit at the desk for the pod? I thought they had a couch. We
No.
usually have a couch, but like today, you know, we're a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, we're shorthanded with Kevin being gone. But I'll tell you what, boy, does Tim wish he was on this one and not last week. I'll tell you that right now.
What was last week?
He
Who
wore
can
the
relate?
shorts. Who can
Yeah,
relate?
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Tim
definitely-
planned for this
that
as
makes
well
sense.
on this one.
Yeah, Attell, by
Not
the way,
wear
is widely regarded as one of the best working comics today. And he's
Really?
very, very well respected.
Is
as a
he
comic.
still he's still active?
I mean, he was at Cobb's
He
2
has
weekends
a
ago.
special that came out in 2024.
Shot at Cobb's. Yeah, I saw that
Cross
special being
buns.
taped. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm going to say the name of comedians, and you tell me if Dave Attell is more esteemed or not.
Okay.
Esteemed?
It's esteemed,
Okay.
yeah.
It's very easy. The answer is yes across the board.
Dane
but,
Cook.
More esteemed. More esteemed.
That's what you're starting with.
Because I need to start. Like I need to start. You know,
Start
you, like,
baseline,
work my
lay
way up.
baseline, lay baseline.
Who's the guy with the puppets?
Jeff
Jeff
Dunham.
Dunham.
I would say David Tell's more esteemed. I would say
Jeff Foxworthy.
more esteemed. But again, no,
Ooh.
this is not a knock against
Bill
Dunham or
Burr?
Foxworthy. They're very, very, they
can't
made a
get
lot
higher
of money in
than
their
Bill Burr
time, and they're
right
very,
now.
very.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
What's
So
this?
let's go
Bill
this.
Burr.
Let's reverse
Bill
the question.
Burr, no.
No, I was
There
gonna say-
are- Bill Burr's on the same level. as
Reverse the
Attell,
question,
not
and
a
you
lot.
tell me who do you think is in higher esteem than Dave Attell in terms of stand-up comedy?
Who would
chops?
I think? Burr is probably up
Yeah.
there. Not many more. Attell is the original still working comic. He's
Yeah.
a New York comic. He's a seller comic. He goes. He's the comics comic. He's the guy that if you ask any comic who do you
Favorite
respect
comic's
most,
favorite comic?
they're going to say Dave Attell.
Interesting.
100%.
He's like the Nas of comedy.
I will
Like
respect
Chapel
that
Roan
comparison.
of-
Sure.
I don't know that
I
one.
don't know about Chapel Roan. I don't know about Chapel Roan.
understand it, but I'll say
I'm gonna
yes.
say
to that
yes
one.
because Blessing, you're smart, and I
Thank you.
respect you.
Appreciate it.
Here's what's
Wow.
gonna happen.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to drain this cap into your cup like
Go
I'm
for
playing
it. You
caps
get it,
back
I
at
drink
the
it.
Antler House, okay? Way
Wow,
out,
that was-
way out.
that was not
If
even
you
close.
didn't know, everybody, this is the Kind
very
of Funny
far.
podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, coming to hang out with each other and talk about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you want to talk with us, your best bet is to be in the chat live. Of course, if you are a Kind of Funny member, that's right, supporting an 11-person small business on patreon.com/kindoffunny or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. You can watch us record our show live and privately and be part of the chat, just like Colton was. I see Jeremy over there talking about Ricky Gervais. What's Ricky Gervais's standing in stand-up comedy?
I mean, he's polarizing for people. His
Pandora senses Carrot Top.
Carrot Top,
Less or more esteemed than what was it?
and Dave Attell.
Dave Attell.
Stuff on the ground.
Wait, who were we just
Carrot
talking about?
Top.
Carrot Top. Well, way less esteemed.
What about
Is he still considered a comedian?
Yeah,
Carrot Top?
he's
Yeah,
still
Carrot Top still
Vegas.
does like Vegas.
Yeah.
What
He has
about-
like Vegas residencies.
What about Lisa Lampanelli?
Lisa Lampanelli's a fucking it's like top 5.
I don't know
She's
why
funny as
Lisa
fuck.
Lampanelli is like
The name's funny.
but no, but like she like dominated the era where I think I first started getting into comedy.
Well, it was
Central.
roasts, right? She was
Yeah,
all over
that's
the
true.
roast.
It was
Yeah.
the roast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll never forget when I forget who they were roasting, but Anthony Jeselnik was up. And they roast like every single person that goes down the line. And he was fucking murdering
Yes, he
every
does.
single person. And he got to Lisa Lampanelli. He goes, Lisa, you're cool. And then moved right along. And I was
Nice.
like, damn.
That's respect.
That's
right there.
respect right there.
Of course, if you don't have the Kind of Funny membership, no big deal. You can get each and every episode of the Kind of Funny podcast on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and podcast services. It's got ads, but it's also a good time that you can't participate in live, but you understand. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Drummer Boy, James Hastings, Casey Andrew, and Nathan Lamoff. Today, we're brought to you by Sonic at Top Golf, Marvel Snap, and Shady Rays. But first, we'll begin with the show.
Sarah
Course, I'm
Silverman.
Greg. What's that?
Very, very well respected still.
Who? What
As
do
a
you say?
comic.
Sarah
Sarah Silverman. Yes.
Oh, Sarah
like, compared to
Silverman,
Dave Attell.
What about Whitney Cummings?
Whitney's
Oh.
Whitney's like high up as far as entertainment is concerned, but like Sarah's probably like I would imagine is sort of like an understudy for Attell because they came up in the same scene together. But I think
Okay.
she would probably say like Attell's a notch higher.
Oh.
You know what movie I was watching? First off, by the way, I was trying to get there. Greg, Joey, Blessing, Nick.
Hello.
We're all here.
I was watching a little movie. And when I say watching, I mean I've seen it about 15 times in a row now called Secret Life of Pets.
Great.
All right?
Oh, wow.
I
Ending,
thought you were gonna say down Periscope.
ending makes me cry every time. You know what I mean? All the people coming home to their pets. Oh, man, it touches me in the Portillo bone. You know what I mean? But of course, Ben's
Is that
super
the one
into
with
this.
like the wiener dog and the mixer?
Yeah, he gets the
Okay.
back massage. Yeah, it's real good. It's real good. However, Louis C.K., the voice of Miles there. What's it? Where are we at with Louis C.K. these
Louis
days?
still on the outskirts. He's still crushing it because he still puts out specials to his fans, but he never really. I don't think he ever really recouped or was accepted back into society or did what he needed to do to sort of get accepted back into mainstream. He's still regarded. I
Jerking
mean,
off in front of people.
I think he's not doing that anymore. I would hope. I mean, to be fair, I would hope if he is, it's people that are consenting to it and enjoying it.
They signed the agreement.
Yeah,
like, okay, fine, you can jerk off in front
or
of
just a normal sexual relationship with a human being. But Louis, it's unfortunate too because Louis is probably one of the best comics like ever, and it's sad that he can't. It's sad that he did what he
Fucked that
did
all
and
up,
he
yeah.
fucked it all up,
Yeah.
and but like every once in a while he'll grumble to comics who like watch his special, like he's still fucking really, really good writer, really great performer.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to get out from underneath what he did without actually, being sorry about it.
For sure. Yeah, that's
You
a problem.
gotta. I don't know what else to say on that.
Did he not like apologize or anything about all that?
He did, but it wasn't like he did, and then he made fun of it in the special, and I just think it wasn't. I don't know that it was earnest enough for the time period. You have to remember also, it's like right at the beginning of Me Too, right at the beginning of like BLM and a lot of other these massive social movements that are happening, and he just caught the beginning of that, and I think just fought against it when he probably should have
been
just
like, I
evolved
fucked up
with
and
it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and I'll do this. Yeah.
And and again, I don't know a ton of the specifics. If you're watching this and you want to put a comment down below, but like actually he did X, Y, and Z, I'm more than happy.
I was going to say,
learn
for the
more about
record,
it.
I vaguely remember
I just know that
he pinned the door or something and jerked off.
Oh no, I know the specifics of that.
Oh, okay, apologies.
But I don't know the specifics of what.
what he
did,
said
what he
afterwards.
said
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
For people not familiar with Louis, yes, he was asking his openers, who were mostly female, if it was okay if he would masturbate in front of them, and then and they were like, sure, because what are you gonna say when your boss asks you that? And so a lot of them consented, quote unquote, but were not really in a position where that's a cool thing to even put someone in. And then I think there was some people that was like Sarah Silverman, for instance, was like, I said yes, I don't really care. But then there were some other openers that were like, no, it's incredibly fucking fucked up, and
yeah.
that's not something cool you should do, and obviously you shouldn't be doing that. And so I think it was a little power trippy for him, and I don't think he ever. I think he kind of apologized, but people just felt it wasn't good enough.
Sure.
And he didn't really mean it. So, and a lot of people are saying that because of the next special.
Basically, I was wondering if he was
basically-
forgiven or not, because it's one of those things. They should make more of these Secret Life of Pets, but it's like all about Miles. You got Miles, you got Gidget.
I've not seen Secret Life of Pets.
He's the main dog.
But like they can't recast a different person.
Oh,
It
me
needs to
and
be-
Ben wouldn't stand.
Inside Out recast like
I don't
half.
even know if
It
there's
needs to be
another one. There
released.
probably
There
is.
is, and they've recasted him.
Yeah. I was gonna
You'll
say,
notice my 3-year-old isn't watching Secret Life of Pets
Okay,
too.
but
they
does
got
your
Kevin
3-year-old
Hart
know that there's
She
another
I
one?
don't know. Go back
He
in
really
there.
is.
Give me the synopsis because I need to know more about it. You know who'd they recast?
Max the Terrier encounters
Patton Oswalt. Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Patton's
of course.
always the guy
Jenny
that's like,
Slate
whenever.
and Lake Bell, I love them.
What I love about Patton is whenever a comic gets disgraced, they just cast Patton
Yeah,
to
they're
come
like,
in
"Just
and
get Patton
just
in here."
clean it out. Like
Max
he just
the
washes
Terrier
it out.
encounters canine and
Jenny
talented
Slate's
cows,
fucking
hostile
hilarious.
fox. She's Gidget. She's great.
She's funny.
And a
I love
secret,
Jenny Slate.
a scary turkey.
And Lake
When he
Bell.
visits the countryside, luckily for Max, he soon catches a break when he meets Rooster, a gruff farm
what a
dog who
cat.
tries
Good
to kill his
cat.
owners.
Yeah, I was saying they have Tiffany Haddish in here.
Bobby
Sorry.
Moynihan. We don't give enough love to Bobby Moynihan.
I
We just don't
agree.
show.
Click his name. I want to see what the.
Oh, you
He's
just
an SNL guy.
I want to see the resume.
SNL?
yeah, he's just
Jen.
Yeah, but I want to see like the
This
resume.
is a
Oh yeah,
message.
NCIS Origins.
For Ben.
But
Oh,
like,
dude, I was so. hyped
how
when I
many
saw
years
that.
did he spend on SNL?
He was there for a while, I think. That's what people know him from.
It's just a new show.
Ben, it's me,
Oh, that's what he's
Dad.
on
Oh,
right
he's
now.
playing
It's
the
Dad.
he's
I wanted you to
playing
know there's a Secret Life of Pets too. We're gonna watch it. I love you. Bye.
You have a phone? What were you calling? What number did you type in?
It's not.
But
I'm
It's
sending the voice
It's
memo to
Ben's
Jen.
Apple Watch.
Oh.
When Jen picks up Ben, she'll play
I
it.
just imagine Ben like looking at the phone, being like, "I'll skip this call. I got things to do."
Just lets it go to 2 rings.
Straight to
Send to
voicemail. I'm
voicemail.
playing on the slide right now.
I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it.
Jen responds, OMG, all caps. She's stoked too.
The whole
exciting.
Miller family. This is just life-changing
yeah.
news.
I should. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Also, I saw that Secret Life of Pets is from 2016, and you're just watching it 15 times.
Don't worry, they recast Louis C.K.
Play that to Ben too.
What do you think I'm doing?
Roger, I thought of you the other night, late at night
Hi.
when I was watching TV. I started. My wife goes to bed way before me, and I woke her up because I was laughing so hard. And she poked her head out, and she was like, she has a sleepy eye. She's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, I don't want to tell you because one day you're gonna watch this show and you're not gonna like it, and it's gonna ruin mine and Roger's new show, Detroiters, our favorite show.
Oh, it's so good.
that show's
dude.
so
Tim Robbins,
fucking
right?
funny.
And-
Yeah.
What's it on?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's on Netflix.
That's what I
It
thought.
was like one of those shows that I would recommend to everybody, but it was lost to the internet and
It
the
just-
world. It had 2 seasons on Comedy Central, disappeared. You couldn't buy it, you couldn't get it anywhere. Now it's on Netflix, and it's so good. Y'all need to watch it. It's incredible.
I feel like I missed out.
Can I present an idea that might make a good headline for like clickbait type stuff?
Oh,
but, like,
absolutely.
I think could lead to interesting
Love that.
conversation.
We fired Tim.
Yeah, I mean that could be a good one. But
Perfect.
like
That's evergreen topic,
the other day, literally like 2 days ago, I discovered that I still have Netflix, and I didn't think I had Netflix for the last year. Because about a year ago, because I've been on my mom's Netflix, like the family Netflix, right?
Mhm.
About a year ago, I log on and it's like, oh, you're outside of the vicinity, like you have to pay extra, and I was like, I don't want to ask my mom to pay extra, and also I don't want to pay for it, so I'm just not gonna watch Netflix until like something that comes out that I really want to watch, and so I went and like. It wasn't until a couple days ago. I forget what prompted me being like, "Oh, now I really want to get Netflix." But I
Is it
went.
because Cobra Kai comes out tomorrow?
Definitely was not Cobra
Okay.
Kai.
Getting ready for Raw in January.
I mean, maybe that's honestly
Love is Blind?
no. Might have been Dawn to Dawn. Honestly,
Oh.
there was like some reason. It was something on Netflix. But
Dong.
I
Okay.
yeah, it is a new anime. Streets are loving it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But I went and I paid for Netflix, and I went on the app, and I'm still
And it
logged.
said you already have an account.
I'm still logged into my mom's, and like it's available now. And so I think
Oh,
my
you
mom
gotta
just
cancel that
decided.
shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I think she decided just to pay more. I think I think one of my sisters probably complained or something. and
Yeah,
they're like-
definitely.
So I logged in and like I just had this wealth of content because I've not been on Netflix for a year.
Oh, dude,
Oh, you're
welcome to
missing
the
out, man.
revolution.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw Mr. McMahon. I saw. And
Nobody
I
wants this.
don't even know what that is.
Ah.
It's rom-commy, and I think it would be up your alley.
well, that brings me
potentially.
to the topic of
Oh.
like what.
Oh, the show's got a topic.
Yeah. Well, the topic of this question, which is like, what are the recommended kind of funny
yes.
TV
Oh,
recommendations
yes.
for 2024?
Yes, I'm
I
going
mean,
to start
on
you with.
Netflix?
like current
I mean,
ones, or
Get on Unsolved Mysteries. Come
Unsolved-
on. Now the second half of
that good.
the second half of any Unsolved Mysteries gives me too much of what I wanted. The first half drops and it's like, oh, it's all murderinos and how did this? And you're like, all right, and then you watch my, these are good, but I'm like, where are the aliens? And then the second half is, yo, I got a ghost as a partner as a detective. Like, all right, this is too much. This is too much. I don't need this crazy man.
So you are recommending this? Or you're
yeah, the
not?
first half. Yeah,
Is this
Okay,
like
first
old
half.
school Unsolved?
No, they got
Mysteries?
new
They're
ones.
new
Oh, so
ones.
Robert
But
Stack's. They didn't dig his
No,
ass
he
up.
still-
Stack is
they do a thing in
dead.
the intro with him. Yeah.
Robert Stack.
Dude,
Remember he
The
had
Also,
that-
music is still the same.
All right, let's
though,
put
so
let's
it's a
let's fill
banger.
your queue right now. Can we fill your queue?
Well, I got like a notes app.
Okay.
No,
I
open
have,
Netflix,
I
put
have
them on your queue.
one. I have a 2024 recommendation, a new show that just ended.
Go.
Okay.
On Hulu.
Yeah.
It's called English Teacher.
Well,
English
you want a
teacher.
Netflix?
It's FX. Well,
I mean, I'll take a Hulu show.
I'm hijacking this because more people need to be watching this.
What's it called?
It's called English Teacher.
English teacher.
Brian Jordan Alvarez. It's a banger. He's clearly an English teacher at a high school in
Like
Texas.
Texas, yes. I
in
just read it- I just
Austin.
read an
It
interview
has a
about this.
really, really good ensemble cast comedy. Obviously, they're teaching like a lot of Gen Zers. I don't even Gen Alpha probably
No, that's
even
alpha now. It's alpha.
and it's just like a lot of the push and pull of like socially accepted stuff. He's gay. Like that's kind of like a through line of like a lot of these, like the way that the different teachers and parents and stuff interact with him and issues that come up and stuff like that. It's really, really good. It's 8 episodes. They're all out right now.
Okay.
Mr.
got it written
McMahon,
down.
you already got on there.
Yeah.
I would also
Detroiters.
toss in Buried. Did you watch this on Netflix?
Buried. No.
Buried.
Multiple docu series.
Okay.
Multiple episodes of this huge fucking avalanche that happens at a ski resort, and all these people get
Ooh.
trapped and don't ever. And it's like, it's
And
real.
they eat each other.
I'm not gonna say anything. No, they don't.
It's rough.
Oh,
if
did you watch Wrestlers? I know a lot of wrestling content. My topic was going to be about wrestling and Blessing, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, what is? I don't know what Wrestlers.
Wrestlers is OVW, right? Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be the feeder system for WWE. Got cut off. Isn't anymore. And now this is a reality show basically where they're like, we got a new owner and it's make or break. If we don't pull this off, we're going to have to close up. And it's following them. And Al Snow runs it now, former WWE guy. So it's like, it's really good.
Nobody wants this. This is Netflix. Adam Brody, Kristen Bell. They meet. They're obviously like late 30s.
They're way older.
40s.
Here, that's my only gripe with the show. Is I love it. It's really well written, and those two have wonderful chemistry with each other. But the characters that they are playing are written way too young for the ages they actually are in this.
Not that. I don't think it's nearly as egregious as when you have like late 20s people playing high schoolers.
Well, I'll only say this, but it's a really good show. You should watch it.
Or Nick playing a
Very,
40-year-old.
very funny. Well, how old is Adam Brody and Kristen Bell? Because they have to be
They're probably
mid-40s.
early 40s, yeah.
Yeah, but they're playing characters that I feel like were written for like late 20s.
No way.
Like Adam Brody just becoming a rabbi in his
didn't
late
just
40s.
become a rabbi.
I thought he was
He's
just becoming
the head rabbi, which means you need a little bit more.
But then,
under
like,
your
why
belt.
is Kristen Bell? Like, Kristen Bell's like still dating, like she's in her early 20s. It's kind of weird.
she?
Yeah, because she goes on multiple dates and then like ghosts guys. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, very good show.
That is also just the state of dating, I think, in 2024.
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just out of touch with it.
But I feel like you like all of those, like Love that was on Netflix and stuff like that. Bless. So I think that
Yes.
there's part of this that I think that you would like for sure.
I love a good rom.
Plus, it has one of the girls from, or a guy from Veep, and then somebody from Succession. So it's like a fun little, and one of the girls from Glow. It's a fun little ensemble cast.
Roger, your mic
Allison
was
Brie?
open there.
No, one of the other ones.
I miss her.
Did you ever watch Black Mirror?
Oh yeah, I love Black Mirror.
Just making sure I
Yeah,
didn't know how
yeah.
far removed you were or whatever.
Yeah. So like I had gotten Netflix again for Arcane is what it was, and
Nice.
I like started rewatching it because I just needed to recatch up and like got overwhelmed. Nick, you'll appreciate this. I tabbed out and I was like, man, okay, there's so much I can watch right now. And I saw that they have Monk on there. Started watching random episodes of Monk.
I mean, I can't go
What
back.
a good show.
It's a great show. It's a great show. Great show. When's the next Psych movie? That's the real question.
Oh my god.
Remember when that was all you and Blessing had in common? It's all you talked
All
about.
we needed.
I think it's still all we have in common.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I have been watching a show that I'm actually, I'm not going to say ashamed to watch, but it's a guilty pleasure show of mine. It's called The Resident on Netflix.
Tell me more.
It's a medical drama. It's like Grey's Anatomy.
Resident?
Yeah. Have you watched this?
Well, I know because it has Matt Shuckery or whatever
The
from
guy-
Gilmore Girls on it.
Yeah, I don't know
The
any of
blonde
that.
guy.
Okay, so Danielle's touchstone for him was The Good Wife. I think he was one of the lawyers
Yeah,
on
he
that.
was.
And she was like, he was good on that. And I was like, well, he's pretty good in this. The cast is phenomenal, but man, how generic does this look?
That looks like
Look, it's got-
AI generated.
Look,
that
it's
looks
got
AI.
first off, it's got Malcolm Jamal Warner right there, who is fantastic.
No!
Yeah, that's Malcolm Jamal Warner.
That's Theo?
And then it's got Jane Levy, who played
Oh,
Daphne
yeah.
on Frasier.
Oh
And
my God!
Zoe's Incredible Playlist. Or
Yes,
whatever.
and then far in the back,
Defiance is the-
can you
so
zoom
wait
in
a
on
second.
this? Can you zoom in on
Defiance
this?
is the best medicine is the tagline. Is this just House, but he's the resident?
All
He's
the way
like
to
young?
all the way to the
Dude, zoom
that's
into
Bruce
Theo.
Greenwood right there on the right.
Oh.
So
Nice.
Batman, of
I
course,
do like
and
Bruce
Gerald's
Greenwood.
Game, and then
all the Flanagan
everyone from
verse.
the left I don't really recognize because they're
Ain't
not.
no
really
way that's
notable
Theo.
actors. That's Theo.
That's Theo.
He's
That's
also in
jacked.
Detroiters.
He's jacked now.
Roger, I'm going to ask you one more time. Stop bringing up Detroiters. All right?
This is the first time you brought it up.
Can you do me one favor and throw yourself back on screen? Look at this kind of funny cast we got here for a kind of funny podcast. I love it.
I
know what I
liked
mean?
for a second when Mike was just sort of ghosted over his shoulder. Like Mike was so alone because he hadn't
He's still
seen any of
there.
us for 5 minutes that he had to sit right behind.
Yeah,
he's right there.
in the,
He's
in
already
the
there.
He's still
intro.
there.
He's
There he
right
is.
there.
Greg
He-
sent me a Netflix link to Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Just letting you know Ghostbusters Frozen Empire's there.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know
Do
it
you
was
get-
on Netflix.
Do you need me to get the GhostbustersNews.com article out for you again
No,
to
I'm
show you
good.
how good it's doing? Because
I'm
it's doing
fine.
really well.
I was doing really well.
Can I tell you an experience I had over the weekend?
IGN, eat shit.
we still need to finish Blessing.
It's
I mean,
tangential.
right now I
It's
have.
okay,
tangential.
okay.
I over
Chat,
the
let us
weekend
know what Blessing needs to add.
we're on.
I said chat, not Roger.
Well, I have one for
if
Greg.
you fucking say
Greg-
Detroiters.
No, it's not. It's not Detroiters. It's actually called Invisible Fight Girl. It is a wrestling animated show where the whole deal is that there's in this world, everyone is either wrestlers or they're accountants. There's no in between.
Amazing.
That is the only. That is the only
Hilarious.
thing. And of course, she is obsessed with wrestling, and she is on Accountant Island. So her whole thing is that she wants to become a wrestler, and she needs to get out of Accountant Island and stop
fucking
doing
awesome.
taxes. It's fucking awesome, and I feel like this is such a Greg show
adding
maybe
it.
to watch with Ben. So it's not Detroiters. Greg.
Is it kid friendly?
Yeah, it is for sure. It's a Cartoon Network show. And I think it's a little bit older than Ben would be interested in, but I think you can put it on. It won't be any issue.
Does Louis C.K. or Chris D'Elia play any of the characters?
Undecided.
Crystal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Undecided.
Okay. And just going down the
I forgot about Chris.
I might just be a dog, but I love jerking off in front of me. No.
Hey,
Turn it
come
off,
into this
turn it off.
small room with me and let me get your consent. I'm over the weekend blading through all the stuff. What we do in the Scarpino household is I put things on all of the cues that I think either we would like to watch together or she would secretly like to watch by herself. Usually the secret stuff has to do with like anything British. It's usually British. British rom-coms. A young
really
woman goes
excited
to
for
Paris.
The new Bridget Jones.
She's so stoked for that. But every once in a while, I'll throw something on just to see how it stokes her like brain cells.
Yeah.
And I threw on Bad Boys, Ride or Die,
Sure.
which is the most not to be confused with Bad Boys for Life,
That
which is
was
number
3.
3.
Yeah.
And I had to explain that to her for a
4
while.
we loved.
We love 3 also. I'll be real. And
no,
here's
we
why.
didn't. We
Here's
didn't.
why. Here's why. Danielle goes, should we watch 4? And I was like, well, you can't watch 4 without watching 3.
You'll be lost.
You're going to be so
You
lost.
gotta understand what happens to the captain.
And she's like, really? I was like, oh my God, so
Deep
lost.
plot.
Like, you're going to be so lost. Meanwhile, in the back, that sounded like something that's going to cost money.
Ding, ding, ding.
So we go back and we rent Bad Boys 3.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. It's not as bad as I think we remember it being. Or not. I don't think we hated it at the time. I think it's actually pretty fun. And we watch it. She goes, okay. Then we watch 4, which is on Netflix, which is the tangential part of this.
Yeah.
And we finish 4 and she goes, that was really fun. And it's really cool to see those two back, on screen
we
together.
watched the Detroit
And they're great. But why did I have to watch 3? And I just started laughing. I was like, you didn't have to watch 3. I could have just told you he had a son from a drug dealer. That's all we had to do. She was so pissed
Do
for
I
a
add
hot
that to the
second.
list? Is it worth?
Have you seen Ride or Die?
No, I've only seen Bad Boys 1 and 2, and that's like. That was,
Dude, 4 is so worth it.
Yeah?
All of
And you
them are
gotta
worth
watch
it.
3 though to get to 4. I'm with Nick.
Honestly, 3 is really fun.
I think 3.
Really?
I think
The humor in
Just
3
got
is
finished
good.
with the story where 3 is not.
It's
fun.
not
my
worth it.
memory.
It's
just told me it's not
From
worth
my
it.
memory, 3 was like, oh, this isn't what we wanted. So then when 4 delivers what we wanted, we're like, this is amazing.
3 has some good moments.
I'm not saying there's not good moments.
And I think 3 has some decent. It's really got action because I think it's the same directors that did 4 as did. It's the 2 directors that did 4 did 3, and their action's super fun to watch.
Okay.
It's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Just
do I need to
hamming it up.
remember everything that happened in Bad Boys 1 and 2? Because I don't.
that definitely
You just need to watch one scene
Okay.
in Bad Boys 2. And it's a scene that is maybe has not aged so well, but it's the scene with the kid where he goes to pick her up, hit the daughter up.
Oh,
okay.
I've seen. I remember
Okay,
this one.
That's the scene
one of the
you
really
just have to
Reggie, is
remember.
that his name? Reggie, yeah.
Because Reggie comes back in 3, and then Reggie
No
also comes
way.
back in 4.
No.
And
way.
Reggie has the best glow up arc that you've ever seen in a movie series.
To come
Ever.
back to it again. Strictly for Reggie, I think you need to watch
Watch
3
3.
to then
You
go,
have to watch-
holy fucking shit in 4.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
All right, cool. I'm
I
gonna
would-
add to the list
I would
now.
say I would say if you really want the full effect, if you really want to get deep in the Duffy, just start with 2 and watch 2 all the way through.
Rewatch 2.
2 we did 3, 4, and then D was like, fuck, these movies are so good. I was like, 2 is on Netflix. Just fired it up, watched the whole thing. Fantastic.
Bad Boys
2 is legitimately
franchise.
one of the greatest, stupidest action movies of all time. 3 is fun, 4 is a blast.
Okay.
1 is I'm partial to it, but it's not a great movie. It's not that great.
Man, I got quite the list here now.
I did a bad job at this a few weeks ago. Here at Kind of Funny, at the end of a employee meeting, or a meeting, and I was just like, "Hey, by the way, like, appreciate life." You remember this? Where I was like, "This," and I was like, I stumbled into it. I knew it. Nick, I want to make sure you are enjoying the moments. The fact that you and your wife are just like, let's watch 3 Bad Boys movies back to back to back.
Oh my
Where
God.
me and my wife are like struggling to get through the Batman hour by hour. We did hours or 45 minutes, an hour 15, 10. And we're like, all right, we got this is a week later. We're still trying to get to this movie.
Yeah, though, I mean, to be fair, the Batman really needed like 30 minutes cut out of it. That movie becomes a kind of a slog about 2 hours in when it should end, and it keeps going. It's a stunning movie, and I love it, don't get me wrong. But having watched 8 hours of Penguin and having that show move a little bit faster than a 2.5 hour long movie is kind of, hey, Matt Reeves, no big deal. No big deal. You're an amazing director, But let's pick
Pick up the pace.
up the pace a little bit.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And honestly, it's honestly just editing. Like, I think you could re-edit that movie and cut out 15 minutes and it would go by so fucking fast that it would leave you wanting more. But it has the biggest cinema sin where you get out, you're like, well, I'm done with Batman for
I'm tired.
3 years. I don't need another one of these. And
I watch 8 hours of The Penguin. I don't
yeah,
anymore.
exactly. But I mean, I watch 8 Hours of Penguin because the two leads are fucking awesome. And I hope to God Christine Milioti comes back. And I hope they use that character more because she's fucking rad.
We'll
with
see.
the mullet.
I don't know. For now, it's time to talk about why Nick and Joey should be more like Blessing. But before then, I'll remind you, of course, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, we come to you to hang out and have fun. If you like that, pick up a Kind of Funny membership, either on patreon.com/kindoffunny or youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Why? Roger, you're supposed to be on my side. Why are you cutting to...
Found home.
Jesus fucking...
E.T.
Do the finger. Now you got to do the finger before we go. Blessing, he touched his finger.
Roger has to come out here.
Put your
for-
finger to mine.
All right, everybody.
I'm not seeing the movie.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You haven't seen E.T.?
I'm not seeing ET.
Don't. It'll make you cry.
You should put that on your list.
I'm pretty sure. Like,
Ooh.
it's one of those things where I'm like, even though I've not seen it, it's like a Titanic, where it's like I know everything about ET.
First off, Titanic, you kept calling her the mistress, so you don't know shit about Titanic.
Mistress?
No, he wasn't married.
Neither of them were married.
Oh, but
Man,
he
they
said
were
she
hot,
said
though.
paint me like I guess
Well,
I
your
guess
Like your
girls.
French,
Like
like
one
your
of your
French
French
girls,
girls,
because
okay.
he used to date the Frenchies.
No, he used to
So
paint-
like,
The
well,
French
was there
girls.
anything like specifically spicy about their like
What do
Which
you mean?
one?
I mean, like, well,
Jack
she
and-
was
The fact that we
engaged
watched
to
them
Billy
fuck in the
Zane.
back of a car in the movie.
Yeah, and they have the
The
hand.
hand
Oh,
goon.
the hand.
I
with
feel
the
like if we're
stain.
making a movie,
You're shaking. I'll be okay.
We're making a movie about like a cruise ship or whatever. I feel like there should be infidelity involved. That's just me.
There
I mean,
kind
she
of
was dating someone.
She was
Oh.
engaged. She was engaged.
Oh, that's right.
So he was the mistress.
Yeah.
Kind
Oh,
of.
then I'm not that far
No,
off.
you're not far off.
Yeah.
Greg's gaslighting you right now.
That's
You
not-
should
right
watch
there.
Titanic, though.
You
It's
should watch
legitimately
Titanic.
good.
What if we did Titanic in review?
I would love that.
There's
There-
only one movie.
I mean, there's
There
No,
there
but
has
we-
been a Titanic 2 where they surfaced the Titanic from the bottom of the ground.
That's a
but there's been-
documentary.
No, we split
Very
it into
fascinating.
2 episodes
Yeah.
because we watched the first VHS and the second VHS.
Oh, I see. The two different movies. One was a love story, and then was a massive
Which
disaster.
one
Yeah.
do we like better?
I don't know. I like the second half.
Anyways, all the things I said to get a Kind of Funny membership. Of course, you'd support an 11-person small business. You'd get every episode ad-free. You'd get the ability to watch us live as we record it, and you get a daily dose of me in a series we call Greg Way. But right now, you're not using your benefits, so here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Sonic the Hedgehog at Topgolf. Y'all, when you take one good thing and you take another good thing and you mash them together, that is when magic happens. Kind of Funny loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Kind of Funny loves Topgolf. So you know Kind of Funny is hyped for Sonic the Hedgehog and friends to arrive at Topgolf at supersonic speed on Friday, November 15th with the launch of the new Topgolf game, Sonic the Hedgehog, exclusively available for play at Topgolf venues across the United States. Created for players of all skill levels, which is great for me, Topgolf meets the fast-paced action of Sonic in this new in-venue game where players go head-to-head in iconic virtual Sonic environments, Green Hill Zone and Sky Sanctuary. You can play as 4 iconic characters, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, to hit springs, collect rings, and destroy badniks. For players making the transition from a joystick to a club for the first time, Topgolf has your back with its new club, the Sure Thing, designed to make golf less hard. Come play around with your friends and family at a Topgolf near you and try out the new Sonic the Hedgehog game. This episode's brought to you by Marvel Snap. Y'all know Marvel Snap completely took over my life when it burst on the scene 2 years ago. I love it so much that I even mentioned Marvel Snap in my wedding vows because to this day, my wife Gia is so obsessed that she has not missed a single day of completing her challenges. Marvel Snap is an award-winning collectible card game that combines deep strategy, a unique snapping mechanic, and your favorite Marvel characters with thousands of unique card art variants created by renowned artists to collect and use. One of my favorite things about Marvel Snap is just how fast-paced it is. Each game only takes about 3 minutes, so it's always a great time to pop in for a game or two. New cards are released every week, new seasons every month, and frequent events keep the game fresh and exciting. Each game takes only 3 minutes, so you can get in and out wherever you are, and with more than 270 cards in Marvel Snap with over 2,000 unique art variants, you'll always find something new. Download the Marvel Snap app now, available on the App Store, Google Play, and Steam, or visit marvelsnap.com to learn more. This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. Forget the boring gifts this year. 'year. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. Shady Rays makes finding something special for everyone on your list easy. With premium polarized sunglasses that bring both clarity and comfort, you'll be giving a gift that they'll appreciate every time they step outside. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice this holiday season. Every pair of shades also comes with lost or broken protection. If those shades ever disappear or get damaged, Shady Rays will replace them, no questions asked. Shady Rays makes gifting easy with a team ready to help with fast and friendly support. So, give the gift of quality, style, and worry-free wear this season with Shady Rays. Treat yourself for someone special. Go to shadyrays.com and use code KINDAFUNNY for 40% off 2 or more shades. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shadyrays.com, code KINDAFUNNY.
All right, we're back. Blessing.
I didn't know we still did that.
What?
Where we have shows where we cut to ad, but like the actual,
we don't go.
but we don't go to the ad.
This
It's
shows how
disorienting.
few afternoon podcasts you're
oh,
on.
oh my goodness.
That's all.
It's
like
a different
that.
world
They're
back
all
here,
like
you know?
that.
Yeah.
And in review.
You can literally say
Oh.
whatever you want, and we will cut it out. 'cause
No
we pre-recorded
way.
Well,
100%.
right now we still could. Right now you're
Really?
still
but
in
then
the...
all the live audience.
Let me tell you who
would
I'm
see
voting
You think
for.
Punk Defied's going to talk? He
But
won't
the live,
squeal.
the live audiences, they're the
You
cool
think the
kids.
possible
Langley is not
sponsors who
gonna
are getting
say
a
anything.
tour would tell anybody what horrible thing Bless is about to say? It'll be fine,
my
Bless.
God.
They're fine. Tim just immediately eschews them out of the room.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Oh, God, Greg's drinking. Blessing,
What up?
you know how much I love you.
Yeah.
Have for
Except
quite some
you're
time.
talking a lot of shit this morning, but it's fine.
But it's just part of the bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wouldn't really
it is.
super kick you. Oh, Nick, you threatened to hit somebody on a show. It's a big
I thought you buried a gun in,
Here's
too.
the Reddit thread. Greg shouldn't have threatened employees. You know what I mean? Get
Yeah,
out
you
of
guys
here.
shouldn't shoot each other. Let's play
Maybe I
that.
should listen to games daily.
I was on one today. It was a good one. Blessing, what I appreciate the most about you as of late.
That explains it. Because Tim walked out during the break and he goes, "Oof, man, Greg's on one today." He really
yeah,
said
he
that.
did that, yeah,
He's like,
he
Greg's
did
in a
say
mood.
that.
I think his exact words were, "Greg's in a mood today."
Yeah.
Well, it's rare, when I come on, I pitch a perfect game. And when I say rare, I mean just 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah, you're
it's
perfect.
not a big deal.
You're a perfect human being.
Blessing, for a long time, you've been one of these things where you were like, I'm a kid. I play with kid things. Look at Dragon Ball. And look at this dumb
I mean, you like Superman,
anime
but yeah.
nobody cares about. And then
like
you
Ghostbusters, for
graduated
sure.
to
spent the whole
then-
first part of this
then
podcast
you
talking about Secret Life of
graduated-
Pets, but okay.
Then you graduated to adult things like professional wrestling. You're back.
I think I like
caring about
I started
professional
liking wrestling when I was a kid.
Yeah, but you went
When I
away
grew-
for a long time.
because I got older.
you went away for a long
I
time.
got older, then I grew out of it.
But then you came back like you should.
because I realized I'm a man child.
Yeah. Where's your journey at with wrestling right now? Where are we at?
Oh man. So I guess to start, I'm not gonna be too long, right? I'm to start from the beginning, right? Like growing up, I think what really got me into wrestling as a kid was playing the wrestling video games. That was one of those, Addison joints where I'd go over to Addison's house.
Addison.
Yeah,
Classic
he had,
Addison.
He had SmackDown Just Bring It. He let me borrow SmackDown Just Bring It for the PS2, and I was like, that's when I first learned about Stone Cold and like Undertaker and all these different wrestlers, right? Years later, learned what channel it was on TV in the time it was on. Started getting
You're like, this isn't just a video game.
yeah, I was like, oh man, I could actually watch this, and this is like fun to watch, right? Fast forward, like high school was probably peak me being super into wrestling of watching I watched Raw every single week, right?
Yeah, you did.
It was Cena versus Orton. That was like the prime rivalry going on at the time. Vince McMahon might have been the father to Hornswoggle. We don't know. Like it was all these crazy things going on. As I got a little bit older, fell out of it just because I got tired of trying to keep up week to week, and then also I never paid for pay-per-views, and so I feel like I always missed the
lost
best.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, lost a lot of content. But this year for me, it was the build up to WrestleMania, and I think hearing through osmosis the storylines that were happening and then building up to what felt like the end game moment during WrestleMania, and then also my TikTok algorithm catching wind of my slight interest and going all in to where now every Monday and every Friday, there are the content creators that pop up where they're doing like the live reactions to SmackDown and to Raw, which now there's a whole thing where
Santi's app.
yeah, Santi's up and like a few others. Although I don't know if you saw recently that like WWE went after them and took down like some accounts or whatever. But I've been watching those now, and it's to the point now where I am pretty much catching up every I guess twice every week, maybe 3 times sometimes the NXT, but I'm catching up on the wrestling storylines week to week, and I'm super invested in what's going on in like most of the storylines. I pick and choose based on what interests me, but like the main event stuff, the bloodline stuff, the I've been appreciating this guy Gunther.
Oh yeah.
He has an aura to him.
I don't follow wrestling, but there's something about him that I really like.
And this is the thing I want to talk about, of course, that Blessings made the right decision. Now, Nick, you suck. You're never coming down. You got to go watch Bad Boys again. You love your UFC. You got an attention span like a gnat. I understand. Joey, what's your
for good
fucking
things.
problem? All right? Because, Joey, you love the Real Housewives. You love the
do.
drama. You love that kind of... And, like, this wrestling is all of that.
Yeah, there's just too much. It's too
There's
much.
too much of that.
It's too much.
No, like too much quantity wise. Of like
Everything you need to keep up on.
Yeah, it's too much. I barely keep up with my housewives and stuff as it is.
Yeah.
There's not enough time for all the movies, all the TV, all the video games. Then to tangentially try and keep up with baseball when it's baseball season, and then wrestling. That's
I mean, we can give up on baseball.
year-round.
Nobody cares about baseball.
year round. At least sports are seasonal.
Sure.
So I have like pockets of time.
Well, I mean, here's the big thing about it, though, right? Is that it's November. Nick, when I say November, what do you think of?
I think Mr. November.
Thank you very
Derek
much.
Jeter.
Thanksgiving.
Mr. November.
Wasn't he Mr. November one year when the playoffs like got pushed to November? I could be wrong about that.
I don't know anything about baseball. Mike might know. Roger,
Not
ask Mike
usually.
if Derek Jeter was Mr. November ever.
Mike, was Derek Jeter Mr. November ever? Yes.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Can Mike? Can you explain why?
Mike, can you explain why they're asking?
Oh no.
Derek Jeter, aka the captain, was called Mr. November because at the end of October, well, I mean, it should be Mr. October here, but at
you.
the
Well,
end
that's
of
wrong.
October,
Good
that's
point.
when the MLB World Series happens.
But didn't it get punted one time by accident to November? Like, wasn't there some sort of like delay?
I mean, maybe towards the end, but that seems odd. It's usually towards
I mean,
the
Chad-
Reggie
actually-
Jackson was Mr. October.
Well, then maybe I'm wrong.
Well, Chad is saying that it was
I could be totally
2001.
wrong. 9/11. That's right.
Oh.
And they called. Yeah, that's right. So it actually got
Fair.
pushed to November.
Fair.
That makes sense.
The
Greg,
one time.
I'm shocked.
The one time.
shocked you didn't know this.
I didn't know that. In my 9/11 quiver, I didn't have that arrow.
I thought that's
Now
where
I
you're
do.
driving to. Like I started seeing chat figure it out. I was like, oh, this is Greg's doing a thing.
This is a long game.
Yeah.
This is a
No,
bit.
no. What I was going to toss your way, Joey.
Yes.
Is that you say there's too much going on. There's seasons, and that's true. Wrestling isn't nonstop, but we're about to do Survivor Series for November, right? Which really, of course, is the prelude to Royal Rumble in January. And Royal Rumble begins the road to WrestleMania.
That's usually where I pop back in.
What I'm saying, if you want to, of course, the first Monday.
I'm going to steal Nick for 1 second.
Okay, bye. If you want to talk about how cool wrestling is, just say how cool wrestling's cool. Okay, thank you. I'll tell you what. There couldn't be a better time to steal Nick. He's on his phone. He's just drifting off.
He doesn't want to be here.
I was trying to get the
Mike's coming in. Here we go.
Mike, tell them.
Whoa!
This is like the
was gonna
Royal
go
Rumble of
shopping.
podcasts.
Read them a text. Read them a text that Nick sent
Nick
you.
Scarpino texted me at
There's beers in the
3:54
fridge.
p.m.
Which, if you're a record, if you're
got
a
soccer
recorded
later,
viewer, that's 4
Yeah,
minutes
that
ago.
That's
But it's
4
at like
minutes ago.
9:15.
He said, Mike, I hate when people talk about wrestling. Can I come in and hang out with you and Roger? And then I proceeded to send him a screenshot of us winning in the war zone and all cheering and having fun. I said, look at how much fun we just had. But I'm glad we
what
talk
I
wrestling with
appreciate
you.
is that not only is Nick a co-founder,
Yeah.
he's boss. He's people's boss around here.
He's our boss.
And he's just like, fucking this show sucks. I'm checked out. How can he ever cut? Whatever.
he will miss the show.
you
Joey.
gotta play into his strengths.
If you commit January, that first
Okay.
Netflix Raw, which is going to be fucking insane.
It's
guaranteed.
gonna be wild.
all the way through WrestleMania. You're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
4
feel
months.
like that's not. I feel like that's usually what I do because
Okay.
we always do a fun WrestleMania thing, whether a couple years it's going or we'll like watch it here. something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
over
yeah.
at Tim's or whatever.
I just really think you could be a big WWE fan.
I could. I think the other hesitation is there's like so much history to learn.
Oh, but be like Roger. Look at Roger. He gave up every waking moment to watching wrestling documentaries.
Oh, but you don't even
watching
need the
wrestling.
history, right? I mean, Leanne's is in on it, but she just gets like the general idea, right?
yeah,
you just
see,
gotta have the characters.
that's not who I am. Like I go back, I watch Housewives every franchise from season 1, even though I don't need to, you know?
Sure.
Like, I want to know everything. I feel very similar about WWE the way that I feel about Pokemon, playing the Pokemon game right now of like, I can jump in now, but there is a lot of just history and knowledge that I don't have that I like kind of have to figure out on the fly.
Fair enough. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to do these
I-
battles. I don't understand half of this stuff.
I mean, to your season thing, right? I think wrestling is similar, but it's almost like it's to the year. I feel like after WrestleMania, that kicks off the start of pretty much like every new storyline.
Like a reset.
Yeah, like a
thing.
reset point. Like obviously, like things are building. Like the Bloodline story is still going. Like all these things are still happening, but it's almost like a new beginning of for me. I jumped in at WrestleMania, saw the finale of so many things that happened, and then afterwards, week to week, I'm like, oh man, I feel pretty up to date on all the things. And I have like a gap of I don't really know what happened between 2010 and 2022 in wrestling. Like everything before that, like I'm there, right? But like between that, there's a gap in that timeline where I just don't know. And so I've learned things that like I learned that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have a history.
The Shield.
Yeah, the Shield. I learned there was like betrayal involved and all this stuff.
I learned the exact same thing because I was just into all of like Seth Rollins and Cody and all that stuff. And then he would mention something. I'd be like, what's the Shield? Then I would look into it. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Now I know about the Shield. Like, it's like, it works on like the base idea. And then you could just go deeper if you want to.
Honestly, it reminds me of like MCU where if you're not a comic book reader, there'll be like a reference to something, and then you ask your friend, you're like, "What's up with this?" And then they'll tell you like, "Oh no, this is cool because this person actually in the comic had this connection to this person. This person was dating." For me, it was a similar thing at WrestleMania where you get to the main event and like Seth Rollins shows up, and there's the moment where Roman Reigns is about to like hit Cody with the chair to like maybe get the victory. We'll see, but then turns to Seth Rollins because they have that history. I didn't know that until afterwards. Like people started putting it out, and I was like, "Fuck, that's cool." Like I never would have put that together, but when you're watching it regularly, you still have that same like, oh, this is it still feels made for a general audience viewer to watch it and enjoy it because at its very basic, right? It is just performance, right? It's stunts, it's people doing things, but then when you learn the lore, shit gets cool.
I think I'm also missing like having the people around me that also care about wrestling. Not that you guys are.
Fuckface.
Wow.
We're all here at the table right now.
Man had a hit WWE TV show. That's crazy.
But like my core friends that I talk to more often about TV entertainment, stuff like that.
I mean, I
not
would love for
huge
you to
into
stop
wrestling.
texting Andrea and start texting me. I wanted to bring this up earlier, Mike.
Yeah.
How long do you think is a reasonable period if I was to text you and say, "Hey, Mike, what's the Hulu password?" How quickly should your response come?
If it's about a password, you have to understand that person is now facing the login screen. So it is a pretty urgent text message. So I would give or take about 30 minutes.
What about 20 hours?
20 hours too long.
Come on, Joey.
What do you
about
want him to go
20
What are
back
you
to?
doing, Joey?
I like didn't leave my bed for most of last week, so maybe like just that, you know.
I'm just saying, like, your phone can't be that far away to tell me that your
call.
mom's Hulu password.
Great call.
And then I texted Nick. I was like, "What's Joey's Hulu password?" He's like, "I'll level with you. I started paying for Hulu a long time ago, and then he didn't give me his
See, and
password."
then that's when he's supposed to kick on. Here's mine. Yep.
Who you should have texted is Kevin. Kevin always has
Kevin's
the
got
updated
the fucking
Hulu password.
baby. You know what I mean?
I pay
Every
for all
time
of
I
them.
text Kevin, I'm like, "Hey,
Screenshot?
can you come fix my car?" I got the baby.
Why
Can
do
you
have
come
to
fix the AC here? I got a baby.
Kevin know cars?
Oh, Kevin knows everything.
I mean, I know
Kevin's
he's Kevin.
Mr.
but-
Fix It. He can get anything done. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Man.
Oh, tag out.
Olive Party says Cave should have a password manager. Here's the thing, we do, but just not for my personal
That would be
password.
awesome, actually, if we all logged into our.
Are you talking about?
Everyone shared Disney Plus Hulu.
Are you talking about Joey's Hulu password?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to come clean about that to Greg because I got tired of bugging you about it like a year ago, so I just eventually just stopped. And now I don't even pay for Hulu anymore because the Bear's gone. So I'll just wait till season whatever comes back.
Let me tell you about Dragon Ball Super.
Let me tell you
Please
about
tell me.
English Teacher.
Is that on Hulu?
Yeah.
Oh,
An
I might
FX
watch that.
show, which means you know it's a banger.
Here's the thing. I've tried to watch now maybe it was an AMC and an FX show, and it's like stepping so far back into the past that I don't know that I can do it anymore. Joey, what you know about the Trial of Witches?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I think that's what it's
I
called.
love witches.
Oh my
No idea
god,
what
it's
that is.
so it's
Joey should have nothing.
zero. I think that's what it's called.
It's not what it's called. I don't know.
What's it called?
I have no idea. I
Oh,
just
Agatha
typed in
all along.
the
No,
Trial
that
of
was good
Witches.
too. I'll look it up. You guys can talk amongst yourself.
Oh, thanks.
It's
Thanks for coming back to the podcast.
well, you started talking about Hulu passwords. This is shit I care about.
No.
If I hear the word CM Punk happen one more time, I'm gonna leave this set and never come back.
He was a UFC guy.
He got his ass
I
kicked.
watched you. I watched that fight at your house.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was really fun. Good for him. Good for him. I've watched a UFC match in forever. I got put off of UFC because they started. You had to have ESPN Plus,
Yeah.
so you had to pay like $60 a month.
Does
and then,
Joey's mom have it?
oh, good question. Does she have
Also,
that?
my mom. This is not my mom's account.
It's funnier though if it is.
I legitimately thought it was, and I was like, wow, Joey's really cool about everybody being on her mom's account.
Hold on, I'll look this up.
Mrs.
I'm
T
gonna-
loves us. She
No,
loves us hanging
my
out.
parents also use my account, so I guess it is her account too.
See, what the backbreaker was for me using your parents' account was just the fact that our nanny logged in on hers. So then we just kept riding her coattails because it
Yeah.
was still logged in. And then she logged out or whatever, changed your password.
Now, Joey, what if I told you that if you're overwhelmed by the amount of WWE content there is, they do have on YouTube like a 10-minute highlight video for every episode, so you can make it like basically just 10-minute.
And
episodes.
if you're worried about catching up on history, there's a show called This Is Awesome that catches you up in the greatest moments of WWE.
I'd love to watch that. What's that on,
It's
Greg?
on Peacock.
That's fun.
For
What's
now.
Tim's login?
We'll see whatever happens to Netflix.
It's called Discovery of Witches. I apologize.
Discovery of Witches.
Yes,
Still don't know
it
anything
is
about
Teresa Palmer, and it's the British guy who played Ozymandias in The Watchers. Look at that. Oh, it is terrible. It is not a good show.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
It's
I
not
thought
a
this
good
was
show,
a
but
recommendation.
I have to watch all of it. And then another recommendation that's also terrible, but everyone should watch because it's real bad. The Lincoln Lawyer.
The movie?
The show. They made a show out of it. But he can't
And
drive
Nick
me.
doesn't have time to watch wrestling, you know?
No, we didn't even ask that.
I mean,
No,
my
no.
plate's too full of garbage television. Why would I turn to wrestling? That's the Lincoln
What
Lawyer.
is the
right there.
Lincoln
Who
Lawyer?
even is
No
It
idea
looks
what his
like-
name
it
is.
looks
I've
like
watched
Daredevil.
generic dude I've
I've
ever
watched 4 seasons with this guy. I couldn't tell you the actor's name. It is based on the book series by Michael Connelly called The Lincoln Lawyer, about a lawyer that works out the back of a Lincoln.
So it's the same plot as the
Matthew
movie.
McConaughey played the character in the movie. Netflix decided to bring it to a show, and it is, you could tell it was supposed to be like a CBS show, and they just like didn't have the stuff, so Netflix picked it up, and I've watched all the seasons of it. I get so excited for when it comes back.
What's like the quintessential witch show?
The quintessential witch
Bewitched.
show.
No, it's Charmed.
Probably Charmed. That's the Alyssa Milano, the three sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the show.
What
Although
was it?
I-
Season 3 of Smallville.
Crossover?
They had witches in Smallville.
Oh.
Yeah, Lana was a witch.
I assumed because all the WB shows and CW shows had all those crossovers.
Yeah, I wish that Smallville.
What about
had that,
Sabrina?
no.
Also
Sabrina,
good.
great
Yeah.
pick. Yeah.
The old one or the new one?
I was gonna say Teenage Witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I both. Yeah.
The new one went weird though. Did
I
you watch
The
didn't
new
all
one
of
finish
it?
got
the new one.
demonic.
Yeah, I don't think I ever finished either. It got really dark and demonic and started pulling in different directions. Felt like a British show. You know, sometimes British shows you're watching, you're like, what is this scene for? Why do we have this? They just flesh out their characters a little too much. They don't have the Americanness to it where it's like, because they have attention spans in England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're watching it, you're like, I get it. You're giving me backstory. This character's really fleshed out. I really care about them now, but I'm fucking tired. I don't want to finish this episode. That's Discovery of Witches.
You strike me as somebody that would like The Fall, the British show.
D watch The Fall.
Yeah.
That's
I
one about
love
the,
The
Is it the
Fall.
one about the bridge?
No.
What's the
It's
what's
about
is
a serial killer. It's
is it Gillian Anderson?
yes,
Yes.
Gillian Anderson,
And that's where Jamie
then
Dornan came from.
Jamie Dornan,
yeah.
yes.
And then everyone's like, this guy's great. And
It's
then
fucking
and then he just did those 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oof, yeah, The Fall's fucking rad. I
Yeah.
watched the first season of that with
Oh,
him in
yeah.
it.
Oh, you never finished it?
I
There's like 3 seasons.
Blessing, let me explain to you
Long
what
fall.
happens when you get married. And maybe Greg will attest to this, but I don't know. Your life's different. You have a child.
I mean, it
now.
sounds like you watch more TV.
I was gonna say I don't know where he's about to take you.
So, one of my legit favorite shows that I fell off from, but I still love, and it's called Somebody Somewhere, which is Bridget Everett. It's on HBO. It's just a small story about her and her family and the dynamics. She's a comic, but she's not a comic in there. She just plays a character that's kind of messed up, and her sister dies, and it's a whole thing, but it's a very, very nuanced, fun story. Dee and I watched. I started watching it. I said, Dee, come watch this with me. I think you'll like it. I'm like, come watch a couple episodes with me. She gets hooked. Season 2, we kind of fall off a little bit, right? Kind of fall off a little bit. And Dee goes, hey, season 3 is here. Do you want to watch it? Like right now. And I was like, I don't really want to watch it right now. She goes, okay. And I come back. She's 4 episodes into season 3. I was like, hey, what happened? I thought we were going to watch that together. She goes, you said you don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And I said I don't want to watch it right now. And my wife, my sweet, beautiful wife, the love of my life of 12 years, goes, huh, oh, too bad for you. And just keeps watching the fucking show. That is what happens when you're married. Okay, sometimes you decide to watch shit together, and then your wife just watches 7 more episodes of it, and then now I'm just halfway through season 3.
Damn.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're in a good relationship, your wife will say, "I'd like to watch this," without and is on my lunch, and you just say, "Yeah, I don't give a shit about TV. Go for it." There's many things I've been there with. I don't know how the Menendez thing ends. I enjoyed the 4 episodes, but the final 2 or 3, Jen's like, I want to watch. I'm like, go for it. I don't
That
care.
was the only episode I watched of that one was when Dee was like, "Oh my god, this guy gets naked and he's got a very large penis."
Yeah.
Check it out, and just hits play. She goes, "See how it's way bigger than yours?" I was like, "Oh, okay, tough one."
Tough one.
Tough one.
She's like, but yours is cute. Don't worry.
No, she said mine was the right size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I was like,
yeah.
is mine big? She goes, it's the right size.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's not a compliment.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
but she's committed 12 years.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
A lot of TV.
She can't get out now. You know what I
Can't
mean?
get out
We're
now.
too slow. We're too old, too slow.
To close out the show, we're going to go to the one, the only, the Cozy Bear, who writes in with this question. Nick, we're going to start with you. Clear your mind. You clearing your mind?
Let me get this sweet tart in my mouth first. Go.
Are we going to complain that these sweet tarts taste weird too because they've been around candies and chocolates?
No, the sweet tarts, I think, are what's making everything else taste weird.
Fair enough.
I think it's the Skittles.
Cozy Bear says, should baths be used to cleanse yourself or solely to relax?
Solely to relax
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're not efficient enough. They take forever to fill up. And then inevitably, the second you start relaxing, they get a little cold.
Mhm.
And it's annoying.
Ideally, you would take a shower and then a bath and then another shower.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll
'Cause
be,
you don't
Now,
wanna
do you ever do
sit-
that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a bath person because
Yeah.
I think it's gross to sit in like.
For me,
dirty
it's my
water.
skin, my back skin, and my butt skin touching the tub. I'm like, oh, I just
the
don't
place
like
where
this.
all the filth goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
gross. And then you start to
I
think,
know what I've done on those tub walls.
you start to think you're like lathering yourself up, and you're like, well, I'm just sitting in my own filth. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's why you need the shower to get clean, so then you can relax in the tub. But then you take the shower after to get any residual.
Well, here's the real question:
bubble bath
What's
stuff.
and now as if we're on this,
Mm-hmm.
what's in the hierarchy of like places where you can sit in water? Do you like the tub or you like the jacuzzi?
oh, jacuzzi.
No,
The water's
jacuzzi.
Oh my
moving.
I don't
Goodness.
think there's any question, is
I
there?
think the jacuzzi is just better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just better.
It's more
Just-
fun.
It stays hot.
It's probably
Harder
way
to
cleaner, probably.
Access.
Bubbles way cleaner because it's chlorinated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just
we
wish
solved
that.
it.
Cool, just making sure we all understood.
Yeah, I agree.
Les, I don't feel like you got all of that one. I feel like you didn't get a chance to chime in, so I'll ask you
I
this
mean,
one. Cozy Bear says, what's the best way to eat corn?
I actually really do like this question.
Good question. It's a really good
Because like,
question.
oh man, I'm gonna say.
On the cob.
I mean, well, of course on the cob. I interpreted this question of like, how do you eat it on the cob? Like, are you, like, are you rotating as you go, or do you go to side to side, or do you eat it? Yeah, or do you eat it the long way?
I'll go you one
You
further.
deep throating corn on the cob.
Yeah, you gotta.
And so like, I'm trying to think of the way I eat corn. I think I like rotate it.
Oh, no, I have typewriters.
Oh really?
I think I do. I think I do. I spin and then move like a.
Yeah,
I
I think I spin and then move.
I'm gonna be real. I cut it off.
Oh
Yeah.
This is
No,
not
I don't-
surprising to me
I'll
at all.
tell you why. I don't. The number one thing I can't stand. This is the issue
Number one thing I can't stand.
on the planet. On the planet. Okay. We got a lot of problems in America right now, but I tell you what, we solve this one. We're golden.
No way.
Okay. I don't like when you eat the chicken wings, the corn, and the thing gets stuck in the teeth for the rest of the day. And then you got to get it out, and you got to find one of those weird ass little sticks you have
Yeah.
with the floss on it,
Yeah.
and I got to use those. And I feel like, how long have those been in there? They got a weird smell to them. They smell like baby powder for some reason.
I have no idea what you're on about.
He's talking
You
about
take-
flossers.
You take the corn.
Yeah, the floss
My
pick.
flossers in my car. They don't smell like. They
You
don't
take the
smell
corn.
like
You just take a knife. You cut them off. And then you don't have any of the
No.
tendrils that get stuck in your.
See, I
in your-
can't eat.
I
I don't
see.
like. I don't like loose corn. I love corn on the cob. Loose corn on the plate. Like,
But it
Yeah.
goes loose the second it goes into your mouth. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but
a
I
rogue
see-
corn.
Yeah, but like I
I'm
feel like
dominating it. You know what I mean?
I want to like suck on the cob a little bit too.
Oh, you want to
like-
suck the? You want to suck the?
I wanna
you're one
suck
of
the
those-
juices
You're
off
one of
the
those
cob.
crazy people.
You want to suck on the
As
cob?
I'm eating, yeah.
You're one of
The
those.
cob has so many. Oh,
I've seen you.
That's all I'm anything about it.
I've seen you
The
weird
cob
co-
has so much juice in it.
I've seen you weird cob suckers. I've seen you. You take the cob and you go back into the butter. You dip the cob in the
horrifying
butter and then you
information.
suck the butter off the cob.
I blame because I'm
it's like
from
sucking a wet blanket.
I'm from Champaign, Illinois, right? I'm
Yeah.
from so I'm surrounded by
All you people from
cornfields,
Illinois are
and we have the Sweet Corn Festival every year. My favorite time of the year.
Oh, that sounds good,
because
though.
like you would get the corn on the cob. Again, I'm salivating. You would get the corn on the cob. You would season it with like
It's all buttery. Get
it's
the
all
salt
buttery.
all
Get the
over
salt.
it.
Get some pepper on it, and like all the flavor just sinks through. And so by the time, even after you eat the corn, the cob still has so much flavor to it and like juice to it.
So you are.
So you got to get
suck
in there.
Yeah, I mean,
just
look,
Are
you're
you
the
also
good-
like sucking on like steak bones and chicken
no,
wing bones?
I'm not a monster. Well, chicken wing bones, I don't, but like my dad does. So like I probably get it from him a little
Oh,
bit
so
of
this is
like
like a genetic
It might be a
thing.
genetic thing. Yeah.
Okay.
To suck the marrow out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. It's being in Illinois, Midwest, born and bred boy.
Do you also go to the Sweet Corn Festival?
Yes. Not the champagne one, but like, I mean, there is, corn you can't get away from in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Indiana, etc. But like when I go to like these California fairs and I get a corn on the cob and I'm so excited and I have it's never.
It's not the same.
This
They don't
shit
know.
Ain't hitting. This
They don't
shit
know.
ain't hitting.
God. Nick would be
Growing
sucking the-
avocado. You don't know what you're doing out here.
We don't like.
Nick,
corn.
wait until you get a good corn on the cob. You're gonna
Meanwhile,
be
Nick's over there.
Well, now here's the
like
thing.
a
here's the
cartoon
thing.
character.
I will occasionally when you're at like a good Mexican restaurant though, you get the
Oh,
you
you
get
get
the
elote?
elote, and then that's just a different ballpark.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, of
still, I
course.
just prefer it. I like the corn. I don't like the whole. Then you get a part of it that's cold a little bit because you already bit that part off. It's exposed to the air, and then your face hits. You're like, oh, why is that
This is
cold?
part of the experience, though.
Ah.
Just gotta get nasty with it.
I also don't floss that much. So when I do floss, then it gets like real bad. I get something stuck in there, and I go to floss, and I'm like spitting out blood the rest of the day.
Oh,
It's
my
disgusting.
Jesus.
Healthy
floss.
gums don't bleed.
What's that?
Healthy gums don't bleed.
That's what my dentist says every
Yeah.
single time I go in there, and she goes, oh, and she like prepares for fucking war. Like when my dentist works on my teeth, when we get to the part where she has to floss, she legitimately takes a breath, and she knows this is going to be gross.
And last great, perhaps in chat, talking about corn and still butter, mayo, chili powder, Parmesan, lime.
That's elote.
Well, in elote, that sounds so fucking good, dude.
Don't they have it at the taco truck?
Do they?
I thought they
Across
did,
the
but
street?
maybe it's seasonal.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought I remember Kevin ordering it at one point.
Oh,
Maybe-
Kevin likes elote a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, if Kevin were here right now, he would have said that.
My
word
favorite thing
15
about
times.
not this taco truck, but the taco truck that was there before,
the one with the
is-
flat tires.
and
Oh,
they had
maybe
they
that
had
one
on the
had
they
it.
had on the menu breakfast burrito, and you went up there to ask for it, they just stared at you like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's on the goddamn menu. It's right there.
Dude, that lady that ran that place hated us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
God bless.
But the lady now loves us.
Oh
I
yeah.
think she does.
Yeah.
They seem pretty cool. I really think that we've inspired everyone in this neighborhood to just take it up a notch. Step it up a little bit.
I think
you
so
know?
too. I think
You know,
so.
I think
too.
I think the liquor store guys, they look at us and they go, "These guys got what it takes."
I met a new liquor store guy yesterday.
Yeah,
There was like a way younger guy, and I was
he's
like,
the guy
I
that
have-
owns it.
So-
The young guy, like the guy that's like in, it looks like he's 25 or 26. Apparently, he's the owner.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the
That's
old guy said.
crazy.
He was always like the old guy that looks like he's just like one day away from ending it all. Like, like, you know what I mean? He's always complaining about something. I'm like, I know because every time
It's the Roger laugh from the soundproof room that
Roger
gets
knows what I'm talking about. Roger knows exactly what I'm talking about. Roger, tell me I'm wrong. The
You're
guy-
not wrong at all. You're not wrong at all. You just have the ability to just say the truth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, Nick?
it's,
You
it's
just-
like it'll be like
Hope they've been secretly listening to the show for a few weeks. Or it's like,
I
oh,
feel bad, but like,
he'll be like, "Thanks for shopping here, brother." And I'm like, "I hope I see you tomorrow, man."
dude,
Like, I hope-
how you doing, man? I don't know, man. I'm hanging in there.
I'm hanging there.
Like that's what he says. I'm just hanging in there one more day. You know, it's like that's what he says. What are you gonna say to that? Like I just like these peanuts.
ladies, gentlemen, and NB, that's another episode of the Kind of Funny podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. Remember, you could have done it live if you're a Kind of Funny member, either via youtube.com/kindoffunnygames or patreon.com/kindoffunny. Your $10 gets you all the shows ad-free, the ability to watch in the afternoon as we record it, and of course, your daily vlog with me, Greg Miller. It's also a podcast. However, no bucks toss our way. youtube.com/kindoffunnygames podcast services around the globe. Thank you for your support. And until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.